Once upon a time, in a galaxy far, far away, people used to enjoy brawling with battleships, but there was a very limited selection of brawling battleships. And when the Brandenburg came along, it became a bit of a meme ship with everybody running maximum range secondaries and charging around, shredding ships left, right, and center. And I decided that because there was a secondary hits challenge, that I would take the Brandenburg out once again. You'll see here, this is my build. I'm running an epic secondary reload mod in that fourth slot. We're running Azure Lane Bismarck. We are built for secondaries. We've got Haruna, and we also have the wonderful man Hipper there, which has just given us tons of range, reload, and all kinds of wonderful secondary gizmos and gadgets just to make this an absolute crazy brawling ship. Now, this is one of my most hated map modes, Epicenter. I don't think it belongs at high tier. I think this should be like a tier 5 map mode at the maximum. It's high tiers like this. People don't like to go near the middle of the map until late in the game when they have a ship advantage, because then they can pick up cheap and easy XP. Now you'll see that we have only got one destroyer in this game. Ours is a Fletcher, red team's is a black. And what you're going to see straight away is that the black is obviously going to head straight into the center of the map and turn the center cap. Our Fletcher is going to be a little bit shy of getting close to the capture point. Now that might be because the black has radar, even though it's a very, very, very short duration radar. He obviously doesn't want to put himself in the way of too much harm, and he is eventually going to make his way off to our left flank out wide, which is the right side of the minimap, as I spot this constellation who doesn't realize that he's sailing broadside at the very early start of the game. Now, because I don't play a lot of the same ship, certainly on battleships, time and time again, like some people do, it sometimes takes me a little while to get adjusted on my shot, because I need to gauge the range, the velocity, and of course the impact that I can have on an enemy ship. And you will see that in this game, because the Brandenburg is so good at starting fires with the secondaries, that I am going to use that to my advantage. I'm going to use the game mechanics to my advantage, which is an absolutely horrible, evil thing to do. There's some torpedoes coming in from the flank there, which I've turned away from. The Constellation has got me in his sights now, but he has gotten a little bit too close and my secondaries are onto him. I'm giving up a lot of broadside here, but he has just fired. From what I can recall, the Constellation has small caliber guns in comparison to a lot of battleships, so I wasn't expecting to take too much of a hit, but we managed to avoid pretty much everything there, as you see our secondary gun hit counter ticking up quicker than what is it, a parking meter at a hospital these days, because geez, I've been into the hospital a few times over the last month or so for various tests and things on my heart. You'll have seen about that if you've been around the channel for a while, and given that I've got problems with my heart, I wouldn't be surprised if many people actually increase their heart rate problems when they come to pay for the car park to leave, because it can be quite expensive. Personally, I don't feel that car parking should be a revenue generator for hospitals unless you are just visiting. I think patients should be allowed to park free of charge. So we did push in to the center of this cap to support the destroyer, to try and get rid of red team's destroyer. But our destroyer is shy of the cap, and I'm sailing round and I'm twisting and turning a little bit just trying to avoid a salvo of torpedoes. You'll see that I am located, which means that I am the closest target to that destroyer. You also see that I was spotted momentarily. There's a smoke screen there, but it's about to disappear. But red team's carrier is getting ever closer, and we're looking around, asking the destroyer for support, but I have no clue what he's trying to do. I think a lot of people get distracted by mission accomplishments in this game. So where they've got to get 40 floods or whatever, all they're interested in is sailing round and getting their 40 floods. It would be interesting that if you got more than 50% wins when you achieve something, that it gave you a bonus, because then I think people would be more incentivized to play for the win rather than just play for their objective. But we get a hit on the implacable. Our guns are out there, but that Bayard is pushing across, and he's going to have some fun with his high explosive. I've loaded HE because I now know where that destroyer is. I don't know who's got him spotted, but let me just tell you that it's not our destroyer, because he's way out there on my left hand side, and I think that this guy is going to back up and put a spread of torpedoes out towards me, or he's going to come YOLOing round the corner and try to close in on me and sling a set of torpedoes at the last moment. I finally managed to catch the attention of red team's aircraft carrier. We did see where he was, we gave him a bit of a tickle, but Mr. Bayard here has decided that he wants to get a little bit too close for comfort, because he's going to learn the hard way that I am in for a brawl. And I was out for secondary hits, but as you can see, even though I'm racking up the secondary hits, I am here playing the center of an epicenter map in a battleship, while the only destroyer in the game is away hunting friggin' damage. Whereas if we took the capture point and got rid of red team's destroyer, he'd be free to do whatever he wanted to do, which would be absolutely awesome. The black is still in the center cap, and I have no expectations whatsoever of any support from anywhere else at the moment, and I do expect that he will be coming up on a torpedo reload at some point in the very near future. So I'm going to move away from him, and I'm going to use some of the islands for my cover. There's our destroyer, and he's put torpedoes at the Benito, and RNG is going to desert me for the Benito. So I'm going to plop a set of torpedoes out there just in case we don't finish him off at the moment. The secondaries are going wild. The Benito's secondaries are going a little bit wild at me. It looks like he's given me a golden shower, because he's obviously got 8 guys on his commander, but not to let anybody else have this kill. I'm having that one for myself and plonking one through his citadel. So if anything, given that there is nothing apart from the Bayard on kind of this side of the map now, we've got a BA Tirpitz and a regular Tirpitz out there. Hopefully our destroyer will now go back towards the capture point and understand that we probably are going to need those to win. Because although we have a... well, do we have any points advantage at the moment? I'm trying to see the TV screen. No, we're still down slightly on the points, but red team are going to continue to accumulate points because they do hold that center cap. It is only 3 points every 5 seconds, but over time it really does add up. And seriously guys, if you're in domination mode, play the capture points. Always play the capture points. If your destroyer is pushing the capture points, support your destroyer. If you're unable to take a capture point, at least try to contest it. Now it's easier in epicenter mode like this because you don't have to be on one flank, the center, or the other flank. You can be in different places on the map and still contest one of those rings. Now look at this, these two Tirpitz are completely focused on me because I think they realise that if I get close to them, that they are going to be in a little bit of trouble. I still have no idea where this destroyer is, but looking at the mini-map, he is obviously somewhere within ring 2 of the epicenter because it is being held. But that could also be the two turpits. We'll soon find out when they sail out of that center ring and off the cap, but it only drops a little bit. But now look, the Bayard is in that center ring as well, or by center ring I mean the middle ring of the three, not the actual bullseye. But we get a hit on him, but we get no cap reset, right? So that means he wasn't holding any points. Unusual. But a blue team have decided that they're going to push in now, and you can see that the blue ring, or the center ring, absolute bullseye ring, is starting to turn blue, which means that red team's destroyer is no longer in it. And that could be a problem for me because he could be coming after me round these islands. Bayard still spamming his HE. My secondaries are doing their work as well. And we're going to put those last two turrets out there. Lots of secondaries in the air. And we're going to drop detection around this island as the Bayard goes down, only for our second kill of the game. But it has been one hell of a brawl so far. I've come from the back center of the map, down through the middle of the map, off to the flank, and we are now swinging it back around. Two turpits. I know they have torpedoes, and I was trying to remember, are they 6 kilometer or are they 8 kilometer torpedoes? I couldn't even remember what my torpedo range was at this point, but I don't have sonar. I don't know if there's a destroyer hiding around the corner. We are taking the caps. We're still challenging on the outer ring of the epicenter, and we still have an aircraft carrier in the game, and I think he's going to do me a little bit of a favor here. But here we go. We've only got HE loaded. The secondaries are going to start firing straight away, and I'm going to get slapped silly by the turpits and the BA turpits. As I said, I can't remember what my torpedo range is there, but they could potentially sail into it if it wasn't for the fact that the Nebraska is going to take one shot and the carrier is going to drop torpedoes, and these guys are both going to disappear in an absolute instant as I go bow in with 4,000 hit points remaining, knowing that I'm not going to be able to survive a torpedo hit. The destroyer is all the way out there, so mostly I'm probably safe from torpedoes because I now have an island between he and I. I haven't really hidden behind any islands these games. He's slightly out of my secondary range. We're going to try and pop two turrets out there because you know me, I will shoot at destroyers when they're spotted. But he goes out, I think it was to the cruiser there. I couldn't quite see from the TV. But we finished with a whisker under 400 secondary gun hits. So we only needed 500 to complete the mission. So yes, I did take the Brandenburg out again for a quick one. We only finished fourth for the team, but the telling tale there is that a lot of the team break through 2000 XP, which is a pretty solid game for most of the guys there, and not so solid game for the guys that died. But I hope you have enjoyed seeing something a little bit different this time in getting out there and brawling again in battleships. Honestly, guys, it can be a lot of fun. Don't forget to smash the like button, leave me a comment, let me know what your favorite brawler is. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so, and remember you can take up a membership or make a donation through the channel or through PayPal on the link in the description. Until next time, take care of yourselves and goodbye.